In this series of learning programming in C, today in this video I am going to talk about identifiers and keywords. We have already discussed what are constants, types of constants, what are variables in C language. Now we will see what are keywords in C, what are identifiers in C, because sometimes they can ask you in exam like a difference between identifier and keyword. So we will see the difference also and some other important points also about keywords and identifiers, right? Here I am talking about ANSI, American National Standard Institute, because ANSI has standardized C in 1989. I have already discussed this in the first video when we were discussing introduction to programming and introduction to C language, right? So now first of all we will discuss about keywords. In C we have 32 keywords. Now what are these keywords? See, keywords are some reserved words. You can say keywords or reserved words or predefined words. See, in C we have predefined functions like printf. Printf means that is already been defined in the C library, and to include that thing, to tell the meaning of that printf to compiler, we include what? Header file hash include stdio.h, right? Because the meaning of that printf is already defined in that library, right? We cannot change that meaning. Same way, there are some words also, meanings are already defined in C, right? So those words are called keywords, reserved words, predefined words. And how many keywords are there in C? 32 keywords. In ANSI C there are 32 keywords, right? Now see, what is use of keywords in C? See, when you write a program, we write what? Instructions. Program is what? Sequence of instructions. We write some instructions, some declaration instruction, arithmetic instructions, or many instructions. So to form those instructions, we use keywords, we use identifiers. We will discuss later when we will see programs like these are keywords, these are identifier. Yeah, I will give some example also in this video. But you can say keywords are basic building blocks for writing a C program, for building basic building blocks for writing instructions in a C program. Like 32 keywords. So some examples are like int. Int is what? A keyword. This meaning is already defined, like it is an integer data type, it is for data type. Float, it is also a keyword. We cannot change their meanings. And here we can say break, go to, these are keywords. If, for, continue, while, do. So these are some keywords I have written. I haven't written all the 32 keywords, but you don't have to remember like at this time, at this point of time, like these are 32 keywords. Yeah, you can remember some keywords, but when we will be familiar with the programming in C, when we will see later videos, when we used to write down programs, then automatically you will come to know these are keywords. You don't have to memorize, you just have to understand when we will write a program. But yeah, these are some you can say few keywords, and every keyword is having their own meaning. The meaning I will tell you when we will discuss the program, when we will write programs. At that time we will discuss what is meaning of this double, what is meaning of continue, why I am writing for, why we are writing go to statement, why you are writing switch statement, that we will discuss. So every keyword is having its own meaning, and keywords cannot be used as identifiers. Yeah, identifier we will discuss, then you will come to know this point. In previous video I have told you when we were discussing variables in C, the rules, you cannot use keyword as a variable name, right? So that's exactly I want to say here, keywords cannot be used as identifiers, right? So they are having fixed meanings and their meaning cannot be changed during the program. You cannot change their meaning, fine. And keywords are, see, you can see here all the keywords are in small letters. C is what? Case sensitive. Here you write int and you write like int. Int and int, these are having different meaning. You cannot write like this. Keyword, you can always write keyword in small words, or I would rather say it is must to write keywords in your program. When you use keywords in program, it is must to write keywords in lowercase letters. See, all the keywords are in lowercase letters, right? Now let us see what are identifiers. Identifiers are, these are predefined reserved words. Identifier refers to a name of a variable, function, arrays, structure, union, right? See, identifier, as the name suggests, to identify something. If someone has to identify me, means you can say my identity is my name. You can call my name, that is, you can say identifier for me. So when we use variables in a program, functions, so those are having their names also. That is why we call as the name of a variable is identifier. Name of a function we refer as identifier. Name of any array, structure, union, because those are user defined. We define their names. That is why these are known as identifiers. And if user defined their names, if these are user defined words, then obviously there should be some rule for these to define identifier, to write identifier, to construct the name of identifier. And what are those rules? First rule is identifier consists of, you can say, a sequence of letters and numbers, and underscore is also allowed. No other special symbols are allowed in identifier, right? Suppose I am writing here like this, sum. Yeah, this is an identifier, this is name of a variable, so this is valid. It is having only letters. Sum 1, 2, this is also valid. It is having letters and digits only. That is also allowed. Underscore is also allowed. If I write sum underscore 12, this is also allowed. And the first letter of an identifier is always be a, you can say, this alphabet, or underscore is also allowed in some compilers. So this is valid, but you write 1, 2, sum. This is invalid because the first letter is what? Number. This is not allowed, right? Next, you can say any special symbol is also not allowed, like you cannot say $sum, you cannot write sum $12, you cannot write sum space 12, this is invalid, this is invalid, this is invalid, right? Yeah, but this is valid. You have to tell me this is valid or not. Underscore sum underscore 12, and one is sum, 2 underscore are there, continuous, and 12. These two you have to tell me in comment box this is allowed or not, right? Next is what? Keywords cannot be used as identifiers. We cannot use like int, and here I am using suppose float. You can use int a is name of variable, that is fine. This is identifier, this is what? Keyword. This is keyword, but here in declaration we cannot use another keyword. This is invalid, right? Next is the length of identifier is what? According to this ANSI, 31 characters. First 31 characters are significant, right? And here we can use uppercase letter as well as lowercase letters. In keywords, we can only use lowercase letters. No uppercase letters are allowed. But here, uppercase and lowercase letters are treated differently. Like if you are writing SUM and you are writing SUM, this is different, this is different. If you are writing SUM, this is also different. These are 3 names, right? And if you write down a name like this are referred as name of function also. So you can also write, if you are creating a function sum, how to declare a function, how to define it, that we will discuss in later videos. So you can also write like this, sum and angular bracket, this is what? Function. Or if you want to write down the data type, that also you can write. This is what you can say declaration of a function. Yeah, this is also identifier. And this is what? Keyword. Void is also a keyword, right? And suppose if you write sum dot 12, this is also invalid identifier. If you write @sum, this is also invalid. If you write like this one, if I write like this, in brackets I am writing sum, this is also invalid, not allowed. And if you write like average, this is valid. You can say department, or you can say department name, this is also valid. But if you write like this, department hyphen name, this is not underscore, this is invalid, this is, you can say, hyphen, so this is not allowed. If you write like here percentage marks, this is also invalid. I hope you got now the basic idea about identifiers and keywords. So I hope you can also write down the differences between identifier and keywords, because I have already discussed what are the differences here. Fine. And if you want me to provide notes, then you can also tell me in the comment box. I'll put the notes like the PDF file of the notes in the description box of every video, or maybe in a separate video. So now in the next video we are going to discuss what are data types in C. So now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.